My name is Connor, and these are my partners, Justin and Alex, and we are Bing Ball. On an average round of golf, around 30 minutes are spent looking for your ball. We're looking to reduce that time and save your money. Introducing the Bing Ball. It is a golf ball to help all golfers of all ranges to help find their ball. With one click of remote, a beeper will go off to help you find your ball immediately by sound. This helps any type of golfer, more importantly ones who shoot over 90, who spend less time on the fairways looking for their balls in the woods or on the fairway as well. For our competition?
Alright, so for our competition, our indirect competition is Topgolf. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to Topgolf, but basically there's a small RFID tracker inside of the golf ball. You hit the golf ball, look up on the screen, you see like the velocity of the ball, you see how far you hit it, all the stuff that you want to know. And then for our direct competition, Encore Genius and Shot Genius. They are two different companies. Encore Genius is made by Titleist, so it is a big name company, but it's still in the making, so it's not came out yet. But Shot Genius has came out. It is a trackable golf ball by app, so you hit the ball, you look on your app, you see how far you hit it, how far away you are from it. And the problem with those two are they are very expensive. I think it was like $80 for a pack of like 6 balls for Shot Genius and Encore Genius when it does come out. So Bing Ball wants to be that inexpensive golf ball for you.
Alright, so what makes Bing Ball different from everyone else's? Ours makes sound while the other ones are trackable by GPS. And our price is very more inexpensive compared to our competitors. And our product also provides optimal convenience to any golfer because with one click of a button you can find your ball easily.
And for the market size, there are 25 million golfers in the United States, and this leaves a huge market for us with a $750 million industry that we plan to expand in. And we contacted the 3 most local golf courses, which is Whisper Creek here, Pinecrest, and Blackstone, which is one of my favorite courses. And there's 17,000 golfers per year at those 3 courses that we can definitely get in contact with and help us out. And with the 2.35% conversion rate, we have a $12,000 market share in that.
So we have 3 social media accounts: Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We try to post as frequently as we can on all 3. We are building up a good following on Instagram. We're close to 100 followers, which is not bad for only having it for about 2 months. But we are getting some people with high following our Instagram. So we're trying to post more often on TikTok and Facebook just to keep people in the loop of what's happening with Bing Ball. And then also, we did make a website, so bingball.com. When you first get on it, it's just a moving background of like golf courses, the world's first vegan golf ball. That's our little prototype right there. It's a little slideshow. If you scroll down more, we have the polos right here that we made, so our merchandise. And then it's just a little about us, and it keeps going down. You could just you could contact us, join our family. Then we also have frequently asked questions. So these are the questions that we've been asked the most. So we just decided to answer that to save you time and answer your questions.
And for the golf ball market, you can see at this graph here, there's a lot of golf balls, like the basic ones a lot of people use, Callaway, Bridgestone, and Titleist. They're all varying from like $15 to $23 for a pack of 3. And since we have a specialty item of ours with a beeper inside of it, we plan to market to like the $30 range here, but also staying below the Shot Genius, our competitor, so we have more of an advantage.
When it comes to the cost of goods, it's about $3.07 per sleeve of balls, and that comes into like the plastic, rubber, and the speakers that go inside of the ball. We will be selling it transaction based. We will be selling it person to person inside of a pro shop or through our website. People can purchase it. And then for our revenue model, we'll be selling $3 per sleeve, and we think that is value based because we think that our customers would be willing to pay that price for our product.
Alright, so for our minimum viable product hypothesis, we went down into our cafeteria. We set up a little stand for ourselves, and then we put one Chromebook with our website on it, so people could check out. Students could come check out our website, see what's going on with that. Then we also had our prototypes out, which are right there, where they could press the button, see if it dings, see how loud it is, see if they'll like it. And then we also conducted a smoke test where we had another Chromebook out that just had like all our, that people could put all their information on, so we could contact them when we do finally produce the Bing Ball. So also on that document or on that form, they could write down any feedback that they had for us, and we also wanted to see what our pricing range should be. So they wrote down, they answered how much they would pay for the Bing Ball.
And we found that it was like 27 out of 20 or 27 out of 31 people said that they would pay $30 for this ball.
All right, so the funding request. The first thing we're asking for is a website domain. We think that bingballgolf.com is a very reasonable one. For 2 years, it would be $20. We are asking for this because we think it would be easier for our customers to find our website with a domain like that. We're also asking for the Shot Genius, which is $45. This is our competition. We want to purchase one to take it apart, kind of see how they manufacture theirs and compare it to ours, and kind of give us ideas of how we can manufacture ours. And we're also asking for Liquid Flex Seal, ball mold, and beepers. All three of these would be materials that we would use to build our final prototype. We also asked for the liquidity cushion, which will be $128. We're asking for this because these are rough estimates of what the pricing will be, and if things come out to be more than we're asking for, we just want the extra money just to be able to make sure we can buy it all. And the last thing is a patent, which will be $1,150 for a year. We would need this because in order to get our business running, we need to protect our ideas so that no one else could steal our idea.
Alright, so for our marketing plan, we want to continue to post frequently on social media just so we can keep people in the loop of what we're doing and what's next for us and when our product will actually be out, so people could come to our social media, see when like the next shipment of Bing Ball is going out, when our merchandise launches, stuff like that. We also want to contact local golf courses. We want to do this because if they're having an event, we can maybe go to it, advertise ourselves, or like they could put flyers for us. We were thinking even stand on hole 1 and just have people like give them a Bing Ball, have them test it out, see if they like it. And then we also eventually want to get into the pro shop so we could actually sell our Bing Ball to them, like have a little stand, they could come in, buy our Bing Ball, tell them about it, and just...
So for our next steps here, obviously we're finally getting to like the manufacturing stage. If we get our mold and our rubber and the beepers to develop our first prototype, and we plan to do that by spring break. And then we'll eventually, once we have our final prototype and get the ball together, then we'll launch our first Bing Ball 1.0 on our website first, and also selling around the area and like door to door.
And then around that same time too, we want to launch our first merchandise drop. This will be huge because it will help promote our product, but also bring in revenue at the same time. And then around the start of the golf season here, which will be April, May, we want to get the Bing Ball into local pro shops. It's just another way to sell our ball and gain revenue.
Invest in Bing Ball to grow the golf community. Thank you guys.
All right, so this is the question and answer session, so fire away.
Couple of questions, I guess. First one for manufacturing. So if you're gonna ramp up, what are your plans for where you go to manufacture?
We have gotten in contact with Topgolf, and we're gonna send an email to like their corporate to see if we can find the same place or area where they manufacture their balls from, because we have a similar idea with the beeper inside of the ball rather than the tracker, and that's probably going to be our best route because they already have a similar idea of how the balls are made and like the best way we can get our idea manufactured.
The second question would be the range of
For
the like how far away can you activate the tracker?
So our idea is that like when you hit the ball, you have a general idea of where your ball went, but you just can't find it. So you could hear from around at least 50 feet away, or
Okay.
50 yards.
Yeah.
And then what's the like? So that I saw you guys push a button. That's the track that activates the tracker. What is that going to be? Like, how are you going to incorporate that? Is it going to be incorporated into an app? Is it going to be?
It will be incorporated with the remote, just a similar remote, kind of like this size, that you can either put a magnet onto your golf cart or even like a Velcro or something
So
like
is that something you buy separately?
It's going to come with the package as well, with the 3 sleeves, just like a small remote with it.
Okay, so I mean, they're not going to need the tracker every time. Let's say you go through 3 balls.
Yeah.
You're not going to need a tracker every time you repurchase the ball. So you guys might want to consider a a starter pack that includes that, and then something after that doesn't include that, because you're not going to need it every time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Was
Thank
the
you.
cost of the remote included in your cost of goods?
No, it is not. We just focus on the balls.
Okay. You might want to modify your numbers
Yeah.
to include that, because that's going to be I think, a sizable cost.
Thank you.
Is there any difference in the ability to, the density of the ball and the ability to drive it distance-wise?
Yes. It will have a slight impact on like the distance of the ball can go, or like even maybe like the flight pattern. But we're targeting more like newer golfers and ones that are just struggling, like getting very frustrated. And as long as people behind them, like pace of play in golf is a really big like problem that, especially nowadays, that some people have now that newer generations like us are joining courses. So people behind them are getting frustrated, and they are as well. They can't find their ball. So it's not as much as like the extreme performance as a very good golfer would be, but just as a younger, most like more beginner probably would. So yes, it will.
So would one remote be able to go to any of the balls? Like, how are you going to be able to, let's just say that you followed, this example, and you bought a remote and then a 3-pack, and then you got another 3-pack without the remote. How do you make them work? And how do you know that you and somebody else are using the same product, that you're not beeping their balls?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. We have talked about this slightly additional.
And also, so like the remote, like it has these 4 different ones, and each one is connected to one speaker. So like if you press this one, it wouldn't go to all 4 of the balls. It would go to just the one it's connected with. So like each ball will have its own speaker inside that's connected to like one of the 4 on the remote.
Okay. So then you're going to be able to buy a new 3-pack to then reconnect them?
No.
They're
So
automatically connected.
yeah.
But I understand what you're saying though.
I'm not understanding what you were saying.
Oh no.
So I think that we're planning to sell like one remote with each pack, because like you'll have one remote and there will be 3 of these, and each one of the 3 will be connected to one ball.
So there would not be the opportunity to then just replenish a 3-pack
Yeah.
without buying a new remote?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think very fleshed out plan, so I appreciate your presentation.
Yeah.
The technology that you build into it now, maybe make it future-proof or future pivots to their point, so you're not throwing away remotes for every 3-pack that you buy, not creating that extra waste. So if you build the tech in now, just do your MVP with the remote, and then future you could scan a something to bring up an app, download it, and then it connects to the balls automatically. I think that'd be a cool future-proof kind of plan for you. I heard at the beginning that you can save time, while you're golfing. They're obviously saving money too if they're finding their balls and not losing them. I'm just curious if you could, project how much a new golfer would save in terms of money as well. That'd be a cool little figure, a cool factoid to put into your presentation, because you're clearly above Titleist, right? But you're below your competition.
Yeah.
So just to make sense of the savings that your consumer would realize, I think would be great to see. I'm not sure I heard an answer to his question about the range. So you can hear it 50 yards away. How far does the remote go again?
The RFID tracker reaches up to 100 feet.
100 feet, okay.
Yeah.
And then manufacturing, I think that would be probably the most sophisticated hurdle that you have to cross. I agree, I don't think the range necessarily would be a huge impact for a golfer like me that's 90 and above, I'm not going over 300 with drive, so if it's like a 10% reduction in my drive, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, so long as I can find my ball and continue on. So I think if you can, in your prototypes, maybe plot out what you're seeing against like one of the better Titleist balls, I think it would be nice to see that kind of scatter plot, so you can kind of prove like, hey, our balls are good enough for a beginner.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, we've got enough time for 1 or 2 more questions, so that I want to make sure that our other group has time. And if you think of something else, either questions or feedback, I'll certainly relay it to this crew.
I was just going to add, I love your attire. I think that's really important. Your logo's good, and I think it's really good that you're trying to gain a following. Keep focusing on what the problem is and that you're the solution. So tell that story. So everything that you put on social media, and I can keep talking about the problem, so that resonates with the people, and then they'll want to have you be their solution.
Thank you. Yeah, we will.
And sponsoring golf outings might be a good idea.
Yeah. we do have a couple friends who work at Pinecrest and Blackstone, so we can definitely like find an in there, and like his dad's a manager, so we can definitely either like make an appearance at an event on like a Sunday morning or something like that, or set up a little tent just to get like our idea out there to the real golfers rather than just the students and the younger ones.
And local chambers and other organizations have golf outings too. So
Yeah.
you can work through those chambers. And I don't know if you have a connection through the chamber with like Topgolf or those sorts of things. So definitely leverage those local connections.
We might have a connection to the chamber.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Again, yeah, if you come up with questions, please let me know and I'll relay it to them. Thanks, guys.